to ask you first, when did you last play it?
I last played it last December, actually, with the New York Repertory Orchestra.
Oh, great.
So,
and when did you first play?
I first played it, I think, with the Altoona Symphony, Altoona, Pennsylvania.
So
when I was
that's
in
good.
college.
It's coming back to Pennsylvania then.
It's true, it is.
So anything that you could tell us about the piece that you really enjoy? Or
I mean, it's just such a beautiful vehicle for the instrument. It employs a lot of color techniques and a lot of very high stuff, but also some beautiful, very evocative, sort of English countryside type sounds. Very beginning, even, yes, whimsical and very true to the nature of Britain. Certainly in the first one. It uses a rather large orchestra. In fact, there's a second version that tones down the orchestra a little bit. Yeah, there's he reorchestrated it so that it was a little too heavy for the viola. Yeah, and so it's.
And which version did you play? Both of them?
No, I've only played the one that Mr. Primrose played, which was for a smaller orchestra. He premiered the piece, and he was actually a teacher of mine. So,
oh, great!
So it's wonderful to have learned the work with him since it was written for him.
Do you do much solo work as well as heading the viola section in the New York Philharmonic?
I do. I really try and keep my hand in all types of performing. I spend a lot of time playing chamber music. I try and play the standard viola concerto repertoire, which isn't that big, on a regular basis. And I do some recital work as well. So I think it's really important. I think one feeds on the other. And if one plays in an orchestra, and just that, you sort of lose your own musical sensibilities because you're always trying to reflect what the conductor wants. And when you get a chance to play chamber music, you have a little bit more musical input, obviously, when you play any kind of solo repertoire, then that's really what you want to do. Also, playing with 100 people, you lose a sense of your own sound, and it's really important to maintain your individual musical sensibility and instincts to be able to play where you can hear yourself. And one feeds the other, I think. I come back feeling a lot more strong and musically alive, and ready to give back to the orchestra again.
One of the interesting things about the piece is that the viola, being basically in the mid-range, is very easily overpowered by anybody above it and underneath it. And I was mesmerized by how brilliantly Walton makes use of. He often puts the viola either at the top or at the bottom of some texture, and I was curious what your take might be on the thinning out of various registers.
Yes, I think it's really genius. I mean, one has to do that to be able to hear the viola. There's also a lot of dialogue, particularly in the second movement, where there's some very fast passage work with the orchestra, and then the viola comes in with a much more thinned out texture underneath the viola line, and it answers the orchestra, then they answer back. So there's a lot of dialogue that's really exciting. And two, Walton uses the bassoon a lot, and the bassoon has the same sort of color range as the viola does. So
beginning of last movement.
Yeah, exactly.
So gorgeous.
It is beautiful.
The other thing that I found very interesting while practicing the score with our orchestra is the way he seems to employ the thinning out of sections whenever there's a solo, a viola solo.
It's a wonderful technique, certainly for a viola concerto. It's a wonderful technique, and I think that it gives viola a chance to really narrate a story along with the orchestra in tandem, so that the two complement one another.